Part 52. Becoming the Richest by Farming. Author, Gu Mushuang. Chapter 511. If it were someone else, they might be advised to keep quiet. But if it was Ying Wan, who would dare to say anything? The day after Lin Mei's incident, news about Ying Wan's corresponding patent prices and charity soon appeared on the internet. Today is a good day. Everything you want can come true. I won't say much. Take a look for yourself and see how shallow your knowledge is. Information. Ying Wan now has hundreds of patents, more than a dozen of which are super heavyweight patents sold to major companies in the world. Those companies need to pay Ying Wan hundreds of millions of yuan each year. This money alone is something that many people have to look up to for a lifetime, not to mention that she also has various rewards. However, what is even more shocking is that there is also a charity thing about Ying Wan in this list. Wan Teng has the largest foundation under his name. This foundation is spread all over the world and covers various charitable activities. The most eye-catching one is land desertification control. 2 of the world-famous arid deserts have been controlled for several years, and the greening area has reached 1/3, which was once called a world miracle. Because of this, the Wan Teng Charity Foundation has become famous. Now it is a very trusted super foundation on the internet. Basically, every charity event is held by Wan Teng every year. It has never had any problems for so many years. Every donation to the Wan Teng Charity Foundation is recorded, and the source and destination are clear. There is also a record of the donor's hidden number. But this time, Ying Wan's donation amount was made public. They were surprised to find that Ying Wan donated 10 billion to the Wan Teng Foundation every year, most of which was used for desert control, world human disease research and serious illness donations. The donation figures alone are beyond everyone's imagination. Many people who saw this part of the information were simply stunned. She is rich, and she not only gave a mansion to her sister. Compared with the money she donated, what is the money she spent? But the problem is, where does she get so much money? Even if she sells patents, the donation of 10 billion is not enough to support it. Did she use all the money for charity? It's too shocking. Then what's the point of her buying a mansion? Some of those who had spoken up earlier quickly deleted their information, wishing that this incident had never happened. Apart from shame, there was nothing to say. After the incident became a big deal, many people in the academic community stood up to criticize those who attacked Ying Wan, and they were furious. It was genuine anger. Such a person who has made great contributions to the country and the people, and even to the development of science and technology in the world, should not be evaluated by people on the internet with just a few words. And Bai Ya wanted to do more than that. Since the boss did not object, he simply did not hide it. Under the hundreds of thousands of clarification Weibo posts, there was a comment that still weekly issued a persistent inquiry. I just want to know why Wan Teng's foundation list was allowed to be kept by you. Shouldn't this be kept secret within a large company? Then Wan Teng's official Weibo responded below, because our president and chairman have 2 different styles of doing things. The chairman insists on keeping a low profile, and the president thinks this is not okay. He was angry, so he acted like a domineering president and told the chairman about the donation. Why did he have to leave his name when doing good things? We are not shameful. The original words of the president are not mine. /doghead. Becoming the Richest by Farming. Author, Gu Mushuang. Chapter 512. This reply contains too much information. Wan Teng Wanbo is usually very naughty under his skin. He is probably a company that takes a high-tech route and does not follow the high-cold style, so it doesn't feel inappropriate to reply like this now. But now its reply has undoubtedly caused the entire network to explode. Chairman and CEO. What's the story here? No, if you take a closer look, isn't that what he said? The chairman is Ying Wan. Wipe. Many netizens finally realized that Yingwan was still the chairman of Wantang, in other words, the boss of Wantang. Late rise, should be late. With such an obvious hint, many melon-eating people finally realized the truth. In fact, many people had doubts earlier. After all, Yingwan's main research and development was Nuwa chips, which had been improved and sold by Wantang Group. However, at that time, they thought that the relationship between Yingwan and Wantang was unusual, or that special invitation or special partner. Unexpectedly, he was Wantang's boss. Hashtag is Wantang boss hashtag. This topic popped up quickly and immediately caused the entire internet to explode. The only comparable one is probably the time when Yingwan disclosed his status as an academician some time ago. Now Weibo is once again paralyzed because of Yingwan. We are the same people, why can the gap be so big? The 24-year-old richest man in the country, it's so outrageous I wouldn't have believed it if it hadn't happened in front of me. This must be a fantasy drama. Ah, it turns out that awesome people have already thought of a place for themselves. This is the first time I have faced the reality that high IQ can really lead to the position of the richest man. There's nothing to say about using your brain to create wealth. I think it's all quite normal. After all, there may only be one such God in 10,000 years. This is outrageous. She either traveled through time or was reborn. Damn. After the topic broke out, the circle exploded again. Everyone was just suspicious before, but now everything is correct with what happened. That's right, otherwise how could Jewel issue a separate statement to clarify for her, or else how could others donate tens of billions every year? Good deeds are being done and work is being done. Lin Mei is really ascending. Lin Mei had known about this matter a long time ago, so Lin Mei was not surprised. Now that Yingwan's matter was revealed, she was still relieved. Now that Yingwan's identity is known, no one will misunderstand Yingwan anymore. Everything she does is natural. Such a person of noble status should be respected by the whole world. She deserves it. There are many people in the crew who really want to curry favor with Lin Mei this time. Not only Yingwan's previous identity, but also what the Wantang Group represents, they are very clear about it. They can reveal a little resource from their fingers. Enough to feed a star for a lifetime. The one who especially enjoyed all this was Lin Mei. Everyone now has nothing but envy for her, really only envy, and they don't dare to have any other thoughts. Even what you say must be cautious. Lin Mei didn't care about this. Now she just wanted to film her own movie well. I just don't know if Yu Wenzi, who is far away now, will faint if she knows this news. Perhaps, she could only spend the rest of her life in this regret. Thinking of this, the corners of Lin Mei's mouth curled up slightly. At this moment, she had no thoughts about the Lin family and was left in silence. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Becoming the Richest by Farming. Author, Gu Mushuang. Chapter 513. Lin Mei was not wrong. Thousands of miles away in a foreign country, Yu Wenzi and Lin Jiarui really fainted when they saw the news. Yingwan's identity was revealed, which was a matter of considerable influence. Wantang Group is now well known all over the world. After the real boss was revealed, the major companies that had known about it for a long time were not surprised, and the public started talking about it. Weibo, newspapers, various information network channels. Even if the Lin family's parents wanted to pretend they couldn't see it, there was nothing they could do. After all, even if they don't look, some of their former partners will call them, saying nothing and just sighing. Who doesn't feel sorry for the Lin family, but also thinks they are ridiculous? For sesame seeds, more than just watermelon is thrown away. Simply a diamond. When Lin Jiarui saw the news, his whole body was shaking. There was also a little model accompanying him. He used the money from selling his company to live a squandering life abroad. Now he thought about taking it one day at a time and couldn't look at Wenzi, that yellow-faced woman, at home every day. The little model accompanied him. When he saw him staring at the news on his mobile phone in a daze, he even said in surprise, "This academician is actually the boss of Wantang Group. It's so amazing. How can there be such a powerful person in this world, ah." Hearing these words, Lin Jiarui's brain was about to burst again. He regretted it, and even his eyes turned red for a moment. There was endless regret in his voice. "She is my daughter, she is my daughter." The little model's eyes widened. She looked at Lin Jiarui in disbelief, and her tone was a little sharp because of shock. "She is your daughter." She looked at Lin Jiarui and felt that it was a bit unrealistic. After all, they lived abroad all year round and did not pay much attention to domestic news. Furthermore, the Lin family's incident had not been widely circulated on the internet, so she did not knowing that Lin Jiarui is really Yingwan's father. No, he almost couldn't hold back the ridicule in his heart and was about to speak. Lin Jiarui cried and nodded. "She is my daughter, really my daughter, the second child in my family. Her eldest sister is Lin Mei, she is my eldest daughter. We were still a family just a few months ago, just a few months, a few months." Within a few months, all this seemed like a passing thing. He couldn't help but think, if he had followed Lin Mei to fetch his daughter back at that time, who would he still be now? He is the father of the boss of Wantang Group and the father of academician Ying. He doesn't know how many people will come to curry favor with him. Those bosses that he has admired all his life can be seen casually. All this should have come true, but... He couldn't help but be stunned. How could all of this become like this? Obviously it shouldn't be like this, it shouldn't be. He was so excited that he didn't even want to see the little model. The little model was still in disbelief. She just suddenly thought, if Lin Jiarui is really Yingwan's father, why is he here? Shouldn't he follow Yingwan to enjoy the blessings and become a master? Thinking of this, she asked tentatively, "Then why don't you go back to see your daughter?" Lin Jiarui laughed sadly, "I am like this now, how can I return? It is all our own fault." They refused to recognize this daughter, but when they turned around, the other party slapped them so hard that they couldn't even find their direction. Becoming the Richest by Farming. Author, Gu Mushuang. Chapter 514. Lin Jiarui was probably also depressed, and he told some things about the past in a disjointed manner. Most of them were about Yingwan. Of course, he did not talk too much about how he treated Yingwan and Lin Mei. Instead, he just said that he was unintentional and had no ill intentions, so he did not take his daughter back. Of course, the little model was not stupid. He said so, but the little model still made him speechless with one sentence, "So why not go to pick her up? Isn't she your biological daughter? If you were busy, didn't you call at the time? Didn't you say it?" Lin Jiarui was speechless immediately. He became angry and embarrassed. "What do you know?" The little model saw that he became embarrassed and angry, and he didn't speak immediately. But his heart was active, as if he was thinking about something. At this time, Lin Jiarui received a call from the hospital. It turned out that Wenzi didn't know what stimulation she had received at home, and now she fainted directly. When Wenzi was mentioned, Lin Jiarui was still angry now. She insisted on marrying Lin Baoxi to a local rich second-generation immigrant. The rich second generation bought her millions of jewelry, and she dared to accept it. As a result, Lin Baoxi ran back to China. She could return to China, but they couldn't. Wenzi encouraged the rich second generation to return to China to pursue someone, but he encountered some problems and returned empty-handed. Lin Jiarui knew that it was either Lin Mei or Yingwan who took action, otherwise how could they not even get Lin Baoxi back? He still had a glimmer of hope in his heart at that time. Since Lin Baoxi could still contact her elder sister and second sister, there might be room for maneuver, and Lin Baoxi could be used as a transit station. But he was dreaming, and Lin Baoxi didn't obey at all. Lin Baoxi was more ruthless than he imagined. She blocked the phone directly. Yu Wenzi couldn't contact her, and Lin Jiarui couldn't contact her either. They were now abroad and couldn't go back, which meant that they had no way to deal with Lin Baoxi. Even if he asked his old friend to bring a message to Lin Baoxi, he was a person who changed his attitude according to the situation. He thought that the Lin family had a daughter like Yingwan, but the ending turned out like this. The two old people of the Lin family were angered to death one after another, and the couple could not come back from abroad. He was not stupid. He agreed to this matter, but he did not do it at all. If he was angry and blocked them, what else could the Lin couple do? In other words, except for Lin Baojun, who was still in the drug rehabilitation center, the Lin couple was completely alone. All three daughters did not recognize them. They were a failure. Lin Jiarui was also angry that Yu Wenzi was greedy and now forced Lin Baoxi, the only life-saving straw, away. He had a big quarrel with Yu Wenzi every 3 days and a small quarrel every 2 days for so long. He almost fought with Yu Wenzi. Adhering to the principle of out of sight, out of mind, he did not go back these days and slept in the small model place outside. After receiving the news from the hospital, Yu Wenzi must have fainted because she saw that Yingwan was the boss of Wanteng Group, but what's the use of seeing it? They didn't even have the capital to force the other party directly. With Yingwan's current status, it would be like pressing down an ant to kill them, not to mention that there was a country behind them. Lin Jiarui also saw the news that Lin Mei received the 800 million mansion given by Yingwan, which made him even more desperate and regretful. Unfortunately, Lin Mei had blocked their phone numbers long ago, and they couldn't contact them. Becoming the Richest by Farming. Author, Gu Mushuang. Chapter 515. Yu Wenzi stayed in the hospital for 2 days, and no one came to see her. She felt empty and lonely. I feel sad inside. She really didn't expect that she would end up like this in the end, and she didn't want to at all. She could have enjoyed a better life and everything better, but now she has nothing. Who caused this? Of course it's herself, but unfortunately Yu Wenzi doesn't want to admit it. Even at this time, she wanted to finally force Lin Mei. She definitely couldn't contact Yingwan, and she had blocked Lin Mei's contact information a long time ago, but she still found out the phone number of someone close to Lin Mei and handed it to Lin Mei. Because Yu Wenzi said she was going to commit suicide. The other party must have been a little worried, so he transferred the call to Lin Mei. When Lin Mei received the call, she was stunned for a moment. Is she going to commit suicide? She was just a little unbelievable. Su Xiao was listening to the news and vomited all over the ground. He raised his eyelids and said, "It's okay. You have attended 2 funerals. One more time is nothing." Lin Mei. The agent is indeed ruthless and desireless. She was still a little embarrassed. Is she really going to commit suicide? After all, it is his mother. If she is really dead. Lin Mei was a little hesitant. Su Xiao said beside her, "Why, did you kill her or something? Did you do something wrong?" Lin Mei paused, and Su Xiao spit out another melon seed skin. The one who makes the most noise is often the one who is most reluctant to die. Why doesn't your dad fart? Of course, both of them are reluctant to die, so they have to die early. Damn it, you listen to your mother's farts and dare to promise your sister to a rich second generation in advance for money. There is really no need for such a mother to live. Lin Mei said, "That's not true." She hesitated and made a call to Yu Wenzi. Su Xiao thought to herself, why is Lin Mei still so unrepentant to this day? When Yu Wenzi saw Lin Mei's call, her eyes lit up with joy, and she knew that her threat was successful. When she answered the phone, her tone was very harsh. "You really know how to answer the phone, I thought you really wanted to watch me like this, damn it, then your daughter will really be reviled by thousands of people. No, Mom. Lin Mei's tone was gentle at this moment, as if she was really afraid of irritating Yu Wenzi. I didn't think carefully before. Even if you were sorry to me more than 20 years ago, you still raised my daughter. I work. How can the money I give you in the future offset your kindness in raising me? Let me give you another 1 million to buy out our relationship. You can live a good life with this money, okay? Yu Wenzi's eyes widened and she immediately retorted, why are you giving away 1 million to a beggar? You dare to take over your sister's 800 million mansion, and you want to buy out the relationship with me, a mother, with 1 million? You are really not afraid losing your conscience? Lin Mei said, then how much do you want? But I think I can only give you 1 million. I'm good enough. Her tone was still gentle, as if she had always been humble in front of Yu Wenzi. Yu Wenzi said, it's impossible to get 1 million. You can give me 100 million now. My life abroad is not comfortable at all. You'd better find a way to get your brother to accompany me. You three, all the people with no conscience left, and he was the only one left by my side. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Becoming the Richest by Farming. Author, Gu Mushuang. Chapter 516. Speaking of this, Yu Wenzi added, first pay 100 million, and then I will look at the house. Lin Mei seemed a little unbelievable. Mom, what are you dreaming about? Am I dreaming? Yu Wenzi's voice became sharp. Are you going to watch me die? Do you still have a conscience? Did I raise you for nothing for so many years? After I die, how many people will revile you? I appear in your dreams every day, and you don't mind it? Not only am I dead, but I also want to write a suicide note to let others know how you and Yingwan treated me, your biological mother. Lin Mei sighed, okay, let me know when you decide to die. I don't think my brother can come out now. I guess there is no one to collect your body. Just think of it as my daughter's final filial piety to you. Yu Wenzi was originally waiting for Lin Mei to give in, and her smile hadn't spread yet, but she was dumbfounded when she heard these words. Yu Wenzi, what are you talking about? Are you crazy? Su Xiao next to him made a puff sound and almost choked the melon seed shell in his mouth. Am I crazy? Isn't this what you said? Lin Mei said in an innocent tone, can I stop a person when he is about to die? Yu Wenzi. Lin Mei continued, don't worry, you don't have to worry about taking today's recording to the media. You need to know what Yingwan's status is now. Everything you do is being watched. You don't even have the opportunity to contact the media, none. Just leave it at that. Mom, I'm really busy. I won't contact you if I don't need to. Don't worry, no matter where you die, I will most likely find you and collect your body in the end. I can still guarantee it. Yu Wenzi was trembling all over, and she couldn't imagine that these words came from Lin Mei's mouth. Are you crazy? You are really crazy, Lin Mei, you have no conscience. I am your mother, I am your mother. You also know that you are my mother. Lin Mei's voice became sharp. I have never confronted you before, have I? Yu Wenzi, how come you know everything about me for so many years? Don't even say you support me. You support me? How did I get my money? It was my grandpa's money that raised me. Even the housekeeper has spent more time with me than you have for so many years at home. You are such a busy man. I can see you 24 hours a day. Every hour is a miracle. You still dare to say that I have no conscience. You also know how many things I bought you after I started working. The money you have spent on me over the years has been since I can remember. I can really explain every amount of money to you. You spend 100,000 on me on your own initiative? Even buying a peace charm and throwing it at me was just an extra one you asked for Lin Baojun and Lin Baoxi. I am your eldest daughter and you still treat me like this. What's more, it should be too late. You are not afraid of losing your conscience if you do something like giving someone away intentionally. I just cut off relations with you, and you just call me a loser of conscience. To tell you the truth, it's all your business how you want to die and where you die. I'll give you 100 won is also heartbroken to see you become so shameless. You can choose not to accept it, I'll do whatever you want. After scolding her, Lin Mei actually felt much calmer and said, "Oh, by the way, when you get old and can't move, Baoxi said that she will be responsible for sending you to a nursing home in the future." Becoming the Richest by Farming. Author, Gu Mushuang. Chapter 517. She hung up the phone, and Yu Wenzi almost fainted without swallowing her breath. Lin Mei here looked calm after hanging up the phone. Su smiled and was a little surprised. She didn't expect Lin Mei to say such a thing. After all, they are Yu Wenzi, indeed Lin Mei's biological parents. How many people can be so cleanly cut off? Have you really thought about it? Su Xiao asked her. Lin Mei covered her face. "You're right, I don't owe Yu Wenzi anything," she said. "Look at Wan Wan, she doesn't care about everything. She is very good to me, but she can distinguish priorities. Our Lin family has nothing to do with her from the beginning to the end, and so does Yu Wenzi. It's very clear, so she didn't dare to threaten Ying Wan, she only dared to threaten me. I was raised by the Lin family for so many years, but not by her Yu Wenzi. I know how much she has given to me, but I don't think so. Cheap. What's the point of death? Who wouldn't? I can still say that I will die if she forces me again." Su Xiao clicked his tongue. "As long as you figure it out, don't worry, no one will blame you. The Lin family is not doing human affairs. Your mother is really crazy. You still dare to take care of it at this time you want money." Lin Mei said firmly, "She will want the 1 million. Bridges will lead to bridges and roads will return. I will have nothing to do with her in the future, and her affairs will never find me." As expected, Yu Wenzi still chose to take the 1 million. What could she do? Lin Mei was not threatened. It was a fact that she had no way to threaten the sisters. He can only be helpless and furious, and there is no other way but to act violently. When no one watched her perform, she couldn't make waves, but she was reluctant to die. After living for decades, who would be willing to die early, and he was not forced into a desperate situation. Yu Wenzi did not think it was her fault, and now she still had a son waiting for her. "It's just that there is no way for my son to be completely released on bail, so now he can only rely on time to wait." The matter had been turbulent for a while, but it did not affect Ying Wan. Even if her identity is revealed, she should still have to do what she deserves. After all, she has many things to do and is very busy. However, after her identity was fully disclosed, the Chinese media rushed to interview her and make a documentary to show her life. She is only 24, where does her life come from? I refused immediately. She has too many things going on now. Occasionally, he still meets Si Luyan, but he is not really free. Now that things have stabilized and he has caught up with Ying Wan, his father is relieved for the first time and now begins to gradually shift his focus and hand him over to Si Luyan. Law. Si Lu began to live a busy life without touching the ground. It was a luxury to occasionally call Ying Wan, let alone meet in person. He was a little furious because of this, and his father was a stumbling block when he first started dating, but it was really hard for him to refuse the family business. But what if Ying Wan ran away? Ying Wan has been in the imperial capital, but she can't run away. The incident at Qingbei University finally broke out, but they didn't dare to make it official. They reported it to the relevant organizations and investigated a lot of people. Because it was the principal who reported it on his own initiative and the evidence was complete, it was almost uprooted. A considerable number of people were found to have committed academic fraud, causing a sensation in the education community. After the sensation, the country was furious. The superiors stated that strict investigation would be carried out and all relevant persons would be jailed and severely punished. Even He Tianqing and his father could not escape. It will take about a few months for the entire period to be completed, because the news was deliberately suppressed. Although it was handled very suddenly, no other information came out. Becoming the Richest by Farming. Author, Gu Mushuang. Chapter 518. And in this highly anticipated time period, a new live broadcast has arrived. From the 800 million mansion to the official disclosure of Yingwan's identity, everyone is now very curious about the live broadcast, and it has almost evolved into a national live broadcast. This time it was live broadcast at Yingwan's home. Lin Mei ended the filming of the crew ahead of schedule and came to Yingwan's home in Imperial City for the live broadcast. Her home is in the most luxurious central area, close to Wanteng Building. The high-rise building can directly overlook the entire Imperial City. Transportation is convenient in all directions. The key is that the sound insulation effect is excellent, and the price is naturally very beautiful. It couldn't compare to the mansion given to Lin Mei, but in a place where every inch of land was so valuable, it was worth hundreds of millions. On the first day of the live broadcast, when everyone discovered that the location had been changed, they were all dazzled by the vast area in front of them. Because the scenery outside is so eye-catching, you can instantly know where it is. Checking the house price, you will find another figure that shocks everyone. Barrage. Really, poverty limits my imagination. Is it because I am going to change the live broadcast location today that I disclosed my identity in advance to make it easier for us assholes to accept it? Mom, this woman is my lifelong dream lover. Academician, you are worth it? Ha 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 ha, I didn't mean it, I just suddenly remembered an actress who was live broadcast with Lin Mei in the previous episodes. Her name was Ni, right? I don't know how she feels now that she has seen these live broadcasts 23333. The person who mentioned Ni in the comments is the devil, right? What's the point of poking someone's scars? I'm curious about what kind of boyfriend such an awesome academician Ying would look for. I heard that the academician has a boyfriend, super handsome. But no one can be worthy of my god. The barrage was noisy, but Yingwan's boyfriend was suddenly mentioned. Lu's identity has been spread among the upper-class circles of the Imperial City, but ordinary people don't know about it, so not many people know that Yingwan has a boyfriend now. Yingwan was staying with Lin Mei to do a live broadcast. It was early in the morning. Lin Mei had nothing to do, so she hugged Xiaohei and rubbed her hair. Then she asked Yingwan, who was mixing the sauce in the kitchen. How about we go out to play? We can't stay at home all the time, right? Compared with the restraint in previous episodes, Lin Mei and Yingwan now speak much more casually, and it seems that their relationship is closer. The barrage passed by at the right time. The rich woman who owns an ancient house worth hundreds of millions speaks in a different tone. Look at the posture of this noble lady. It's a pity that Lin Mei couldn't see it. If she did, she might laugh to death. Okay, you pick a place. Yingwan didn't care, since he was in the imperial capital now, so he could do whatever he wanted, even if he wanted to go abroad. Let's go play a simulated gunfight. Lin Mei's eyes lit up. The main reason is that a new simulated gunfight city has been opened in the imperial capital recently. It is said that the scene is very large and very popular. It is full every day. We can go and have fun. This was the first time Yingwan had heard of it. She frowned and thought for a moment, is it just a shooting game? Lin Mei nodded, yes, it is a real-life game that simulates a gunfight. We can challenge many people. Tickets are quite difficult to buy, but I happen to have two. Yingwan, so you've already made your decision. It's unnecessary. Lin Mei. Hey, I don't know if you're going or not. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Becoming the Richest by Farming. Author, Gu Mushuang. Chapter 519. This newly opened simulated gun battle city is located in the suburbs of the imperial capital. Because it covers a large area, it is basically equivalent to the current representative amusement park in China. Lin Mei came here for the first time, and she and Yingwan chose a real person match melee. Because it was a sudden schedule, many people in the live broadcast knew that Yingwan and Lin Mei were going to come to the gun battle city together today, and they immediately rushed to buy tickets. They were shocked to find that the tickets were pre-sold and had to be booked a week in advance. Because it was so popular and the number of people was limited, it was impossible to buy tickets on the spot. I had to sigh and could only watch Lin Mei and Yingwan go to the gun battle city. Yingwan can still go out at ordinary times. As long as he pays a little attention, it's actually not a big deal. It's just that Suhan and the others will follow Yingwan. There are many people in the amusement city because the projects are special. The duration is half an hour at a time. One is divided into 4 venues. The venue is very huge with different background maps. 100 people can enter each time. Because of this, the ticket price here is high, but it is still in short supply. Each of the 100 people needs to change into a simple set of equipment, which is what they wear in the gunfight city. It looks like a bulletproof vest, but in fact the bullets here are ordinary paint bullets. As long as you hit someone, the opponent will be eliminated. The final winner or the winning team can get rewards from the amusement park. It can be said that it has been modified by combining some of the most popular ones nowadays, and the effect is very good. Lin Mei is here for the first time, and Yingwan is also here for the first time. Bulletproof vests are distributed. In order to prevent this harmless paint bullet from hurting people, helmets and other props are also worn to ensure the safety of the players' bodies. Some people who play badly will basically be kicked out as soon as they enter the venue. Hitting others can eliminate them, but at the same time, you must prevent others from eliminating you. Players take the cable car to the center of the venue, and then fall at a random address to ensure that they will not overlap with others, which guarantees the chance of survival to a greater extent. Lin Mei randomly picked a dense forest venue and 100 people entered at once. Everyone sitting on the cable car was very excited. They had just been casually taught how to shoot outside. There were only 20 paint bullets in each gun. Of course, not everyone has the ability to shoot all 20 bullets. In order to ensure the effect, the recoil of this fake gun is also very strong, mainly to ensure that the players have fun and feel involved. Lin Mei and Yingwan are in a team, so they are in the same cable car. Everyone is wearing helmets and some coke. Lin Mei can't help laughing and said, "I'm still a little nervous. This is my first time playing this game. I hope I won't be eliminated as soon as I'm put down." Yingwan smiled faintly, "Just play casually." Her eyes wandered around. Because there were so many people, she didn't know if it was an illusion, but she always felt that she had seen a familiar figure just now. But now everyone is wearing helmets and entering the well-sealed cable car. The crowd will be put down in batches, but they will not be allowed to move before the game officially starts. They can only stay where they are to ensure that other players who enter later will not be discovered. She didn't know if her illusion just now was true. He should be busy working now, so he couldn't be so idle, right? And was it really such a coincidence that he came in too? While Yingwan was thinking, the cable car had entered the range of the dense forest battlefield and began to fall with a heavy sound. The cable car was fully enclosed and they couldn't see outside. It would only be opened when they landed on the ground. Becoming the Richest by Farming. Author, Gu Mushuang. Chapter 520. With a clang, Yingwan and Lin Mei were put down. There were still sounds coming and going around, and it was obvious that everyone was put down. Of course, these players knew the rules and would not make any noise rashly to cause others to make a commotion. Because there were still a group of people who had not come in, the system sound in the headset reminded them not to move, otherwise it would be considered a violation and they would be eliminated directly. Lin Mei squatted on the ground and said to Yingwan in a whisper after making sure that there was no one around, "Wan, if we are eliminated first, can we go out and play other maps?" Yingwan glanced at her. "Are you so unambitious?" "Lin Mei, my proficiency does not allow me to have this ambition." Yingwan. The barrage was immediately, "Ah-ha-ha-ha-ha-ha-ha-ha-ha-ha-ha. Bet, see how many minutes it will take for Yingwan and the others to be eliminated. Academician Ying has thin arms and legs and stays in the laboratory all year round. He will definitely suffer a loss when playing this kind of game. If they are lucky, they can probably survive until the end of the game. I bet at least one person will be eliminated, otherwise it would be too embarrassing. You will know if it is embarrassing or not if you play this game. It is completely close to real gun battles. The recoil of guns is very strong. Most girls don't have the ability to hit people accurately with one shot, not to mention that people will move. It's good enough to survive for 15 minutes. I bet they can survive for 15 minutes. The dense forest scene here is quite realistic. The trees around are very tall, blocking people's sight. This area has been let go and people will not let go again, otherwise people can see you squatting here. 15 minutes is the limit of survival for a player who dares not go out to shoot. After all, if you don't go out, other players will come over and shoot you. The chance of hitting the target is still quite high if you stand still. At this time, the sound of the cable car landing was heard again. It was obviously the latest batch of players landing. At the same time, the staff in the headset issued a reminder: the game officially begins. Please try to create a record. Along with the start, there was also a chattering of results. Currently, the best result in our amusement park is that a single person eliminated 7 people. After all, everyone is an ordinary player, and it is already amazing for a single person to eliminate 7 people. Most of them died in fighting. When the sound at the beginning fell, Lin Mei hadn't reacted yet. Just as she was about to lower her body to continue to hide, she suddenly saw Yingwan raise her gun and shoot in one direction. A bang sound first sounded in the dense forest, and there was also a woman's screaming sound. There is a judgment mark on the bulletproof vest, so after hitting it, Yingwan's headset has a system sound: "Congratulations on eliminating a player." Lin Mei at that time. All the barrage. Even the staff watching the surveillance at the amusement park spit out the water they were drinking. The eliminated female player was obviously not convinced and immediately started to curse. "What's going on? Someone hit me just at the beginning. Is it cheating? What's going on? Staff, please speak up. Is someone cheating?" Lin Mei was stunned. She asked in a trembling voice, "How do you know there is someone over there?" Yingwan said indifferently, "I heard it when I landed. There should be someone in our direction. It's just a coincidence."